All right, part two. So, um, emotionally detached. Research a lot on how to protect yourself, your aura, um, because there are a lot of people who are knowledgeable to an extent, but they don't know universal laws or the laws of God, unfortunately, or they don't think it exists or that there isn't a higher power. I don't know why. When they're working for the dark, you would think if you work for the dark, there would be a light, but I don't know. I guess because this world has been ruled by the dark for decades, they just think or assume that light never triumphs or prevails, but there's always movies that literally says the light always prevails. So, whatever. Your best bet is just better off in the light, man. Just go to the light. When people say, "Oh no, stay away from," no, go to the light. Go to the light. Anyways, first thing you're gonna do is keep your head covered. Keep your head covered. Actually, let's go into why you should keep your head covered. Now, I heard it plenty of times, and I was like, I don't need to. Why? Like, ain't nobody gonna try to get in your head. Yes, people get in your head. Um, People do witchcraft. Okay, like chances are everybody in your life has been doing witchcraft on you since you were a baby. Some baby, some children, some teenager. I mean, it just depends. On how big your calling is. Everybody has a different calling. Everybody has a different role to play in. I wouldn't say hierarchy per se, but like hierarchy. Well, let's just say ranks, okay? Because like there's ranks. Every rank is important and is imperative for this design to work. But the higher the rank, the higher the attacks are, and the higher your protection. Okay, the more protected you are, clearly you get a really big purpose, right? Um, because you didn't die, did you? You're still here. That means you got a purpose to fulfill, and it's important that you um, fill it, right? So the reason why I'm telling you you should cover your head is because people spiritually attack your crown, which is your head. People who wish now, if you've done this, you need to stop. But people who wish ill will, people who want you to, people who want you sick, hurt, um, insane, crazy. Like when someone said, okay, yes, like with the psychological term and like politically correct stuff. Yes, we shouldn't be calling people crazy and insane, but there is a deeper layer of that. Usually when people say, "Oh, she's crazy, she's insane, she da 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 da," first of all, if it's false and it's slander and it's gossip, not only is it gossip, slander, and it's false, but they're also trying to make it a reality. They're trying to paint a picture, a distortion of who you are to other people for you to look that way. They try to kill your image to make you look crazy, insane, evil, a bad person, an alcoholic, a drug addict, a prostitute, a slut, a skank, you name it, they have said it all. Okay, and even stuff that off the wall stuff, like off the wall, like she talks to herself, like some people will fucking straight up lie saying that you died or whatever, and they collect insurance money on some weird crazy stuff. But we're not gonna get into that. What we're gonna get into is why people get what you hid, right? um Also, people create cords. It's energetic cords. Now they'll force their way in your head without your consent, without your knowledge. Maybe since you're a kid, maybe since you were a baby, maybe since you met someone at like down 21 and you're like, oh my god, they're my best friend. Like, are you sure? You sure about that? Or are you they're just leeching off your energy and they created a cord on you and you just think you like them, and they created this narrative or this persona, that they're really nice, when literally the whole time they were doing love spells on you and manipulating your thoughts in your mind and making you think that they are really great people and they love you, and then they don't. They just want to siphon from your energy. Now people will come inside your head. You're not going to see it. It's going to be of the etheric, the spiritual realm. Some people who are more protected won't be able to feel it, and they'll be protected from that. And then it'll be like whatever. But other people who kind of not, or like, I don't know, but like you'll feel it. It'll be like a poke. Sometimes it'll be a freaking stab. Shit hurts. Just saying, it's not a good feeling. Especially when people are invading your head purposely, with intentions to take your energy. And they will take your energy, and you will be tired, sleepy, groggy, angry, agitated, in a lower vibration. You will be petty, passive aggressive, just all around like not being a good energy. You just feel like negative all the time. Some people will be depressed, sad, suicidal, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because people will feed you that energy to your head. So if they go and invade your crown, they will feed you all that energy, that negative energy, that whatever. Because again, they created the cord. They can put in whatever emotions that you feel. Because remember, you're an empath. That's why you people try to siphon from you. And because you have a lot of energy, stuff like that, because of your purpose, people will be like, oh, this is good energy. Because the reason why they do that, because their asses are spiritually bankrupt. They ain't got shit for themselves, and they know it. They fucking know it. But they don't want to do the work, and they try to steal. And then that's when Destiny Swap and all that stuff happens. We're not going to get into that. We're just going to get into covering your head, because spiritual warfare is a thing. Maybe I'll do the Destiny Swap thing next, because it is very real. But it doesn't work if you're protected. They're fucking dumb. Sorry. Shouldn't say the F word, but they're dumb as heck. Anyways, so protect your head. Protect your head always. Now I'm going to show you what a hand looks like without any cords. It's supposed to look something like this. Okay? Something like that. Right? Okay? If your shit looks veiny, like this, do a cord cutting or ground. The quickest way, I'm gonna do, actually, I'll give you these 3 tidbits. The quickest way to do cord cuttings, if you don't want to do the twine with the 2 candles, all you need is twine and 2 candles and some like sea salt. That'll do the job. And then maybe like some like sage, like California white sage, or just white sage, or dragon's blood sage, if you can find it. Boom, you light that up, you do the thing. Look up on YouTube for those videos, because I'm not going to sit here and explain. I'm just going to do a 3 quick thing, and you look it up. And then boom, it's done, right? The other one is you take a spiritual bath. That's another way to get out cords, which is sea salt again. You could do Epsom salt and sea salt together. It still does the same job. Lukewarm water, or a little bit hot. You don't have to do too hot, because then your belly don't feel good. So don't do too hot. Do like warmish hot, whatever, doesn't matter, right? And soak up in there. I suggest you do the heart chakra hand mudra. Do that and look up what hand mudras are, and listen to 528 hertz. That right there, get it all out. Another one is grounding. Believe it or not, with sun. Make sure you're in sunlight. It's not going to work too much with shade. Always with sunlight, because sun is your best friend and your guide, basically, essentially. So do that. You can do hand mudras. You don't have to. Just ground with your bare feet, sitting there in the sun, in the grass. and then get it out. But if you're clearly not in a very nice warm state, and you know your state's like freaking cold as heck, then yeah, you're gonna have to do the other two. Yeah, there's no way around that. You can't ground unless you want to ground in the cold. I won't suggest that. It sucks, I'll tell you. But if you do that, they'll be gone maybe, depending on how many chords and how many people you've met and all this stuff and whatever. I just let you know, for those chords, if you're gonna remove them, you have to be sure you are never gonna see that person ever again. Because if you go ahead and remove the cords and you see them again, they're gonna go right back in there. So, if you are going to remove cords, you have to be 100% certain you're never going to see that person ever again. Because they will try. They will try over and over and over again to get inside your head. I'm telling you this from experience. Yeah. So, do those 3 things. That's why it is imperative that you need to cover your head. So cover your head.